Okay, good morning once again. We've just left camp from day 6, and this is a seems like a very remote part of the river, and so I thought I would just give you a sense of what it's like to paddle down the river with really nothing but birds and the rippling of the water. It's absolutely lovely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the camera around and the boat around so that you can see what's ahead. And the camera is mounted a little bit lower than I would like, so you'll see a little bit of the bow of Eleanor, but I might tilt the camera up a little bit to avoid that. So let me just turn the camera around and you enjoy. And I like to paddle right over on the gunnel. So if you're wondering why the boat looks like it's going to tip over, that's by design. It's pretty typical when you're solo paddling, so just enjoy what I'm enjoying. This is what I did during many of my summers as a young boy growing up in Ontario. So we would learn how to do long-distance canoe tripping. Some kids go to sports camps and other kids go these days to computer camps. But when I was a boy, my parents sent me to canoe tripping camp. It's a wonderful experience. And I got to enjoy this with between 6 and 10 other boys and a couple of counselors that were typically 15 to 19 years old. And then in between undergrad and grad school, a good friend of mine, Dan Hayhurst, invited me to be a counselor at a camp that he had a partial ownership in then, called Camp Mazenod, which is now sadly closed. And so I got a chance to be a counselor and experience from the other side what those young boys were enjoying growing up. The kind of scenery you're seeing here is everywhere in central and northern Ontario. Give you a little bit of look on the other side of the canoe. mornings are getting quite chilly. A little chilly paddling last night at about 9 o'clock, and I really probably shouldn't have been paddling that late. But I knew where my destination was. I did not know that it was a suitable campsite, but it turned out to be the best campsite of any of the evenings so far. You know, when you're looking around at all of this, it just, to me, is unfathomable that you could conceive of this as some sort of a cosmic accident that by a statistically impossible probability went from nothing to this. And so, as it says in the first book of Romans, we have no excuse when we look around at creation for not acknowledging that indeed there is a God. This is proof positive. Okay. Take care, everybody.